Hi everyone, welcome to Cosmic Turtles. My name is Tina, and today we're doing a collective read again. Uh, the energies are moving along. I guess we have a blue moon at the end of the month, which is nice. And hopefully this time the audio is a little bit better than the last one. The last one was a little different. This time I'm using the actual earphones, so maybe it's the computer itself because it needs a driver, but if it's through the Bluetooth, maybe it's better for sound. So anyway, we're starting off using the Kipper, and the Kipper is more of a gossip thing because the words they use. So we're gonna see what comes out for the collective. We'll add some clarifiers, we'll add other things. And yes, for the gentleman that mentioned before, I have different contacts. Uh, the last ones were really cool. They asked if it was my real eyes. Yes, it's my real eyes, but no, I had a filter like it's contacts. And my actual eye color, if you look back at my other readings, my eye color, my eyesight, yeah, no, my eye color is hazel, so it's brown and green, so it depends. But I like having all the different colors and everything because it's fun. All right, so what do we have for the collective? Thank you. I appreciate you asking. I did put a heart on your comment. I really appreciated that. I never look at analytics. And then when I did, it was mostly to see who commented that maybe I didn't see it. Because I have two YouTube channels. I have one that is the Tarot, the Cosmic Turtle one. And I have another one, Tina Loves Life 777. But that one is not for subscribers, it's just for my own whatever I like looking on YouTube. It could be anything. It could be recipes, it could be other tarot card readers, sure, because there's very interesting ones. All right, we start off with card number 23. 23. I think of Jim Carrey when I think of that. And it's Courthouse. Hmm. So we're going to put it down and see what comes up to see more of the story because we can assume all kinds of stuff from the beginning. Courthouse could be positive too. Could be justice card, right? In the tarot, it could be putting stuff into your ducks in a row. It uh, could be anything, right? So what do we have for the collective right now? Courthouse. If I look in a general sense on what's going on with the world today, there was a release of the E-files and the F files. Not gonna say too much, but anyway, those that know, they know. Uh, just in case of restrictions. However, yeah, it could have to do with that. And 23 in numerology, 2 plus 3 equals a 5, so it's a big catalyst. Number 5 is a catalyst number in numerology, and it has to do with your overall person. It could affect you from any angle, from anywhere. Number 3 is more personal as a catalyst number, but this is number, when you add them, this is number 5. So it's number 2 is your duality. So left, right, black, white, yes, no. It could be the two opposite sides of an extreme. 2 is about balancing dualities within yourself. Okay, so and 3 is the Holy Trinity, is the mind, body, spirit aspect. It's the triangle in a geometric form. So I kind of blend geometry, sacred geometry, with numerology. Everything is math. You can explain life in a very mathematical way. And I like, this is like the basics, and I do like what other people had come up with and it made sense, and which was the base 12 math, which is what created or was able to create the pyramids in the first place. So it could be very ancient knowledge. We're just getting bits and pieces and puzzle pieces of the greater picture of what was, and that's what the awakening is we're getting back to pieces and parts, but we don't have the full picture yet. And you always hear that sentence, trust the process, you'll get to the answers. So that's what I'm doing with that info that I accumulated. Um, Knowledge alone, you'll just be a data bank. You'll just be an AI system that's just spitting back information. But if you extract the wisdom of your experiences, which is you have a knowledge base, but you extract wisdom, that's when you gain understanding. So it's much more fulfilling as a human to go into that path. It's just not easy to navigate. I may be one of many that can explain it differently than others, but still just as relevant, how to navigate that in your life. So we got courthouse, and then we have 22, and that is the official person. Let's see what else is going on in this specific story. It could touch many in general, or it could touch specifically. Alright, so let's see what else we get from the Kipper for the collective. Well, we got number 11, so 22 and then 11. Sudden wealth. Courthouse, official person, and sudden wealth. When I just look at those three together, this could have to do with some type of inheritance some of you may be having. And then I have gift, number 17. So I usually put 5. So let's see what else we got if there's a 5th card that wants to come out. Yeah, there is. Thief. I'm sorry. Okay, that was funny. I had a funny thought. My own narratives in my head, when they pop up, it is funny. It is not funny if I went through it, if I was in your shoes. I'm just saying the way, you know how a plot of a story would go? I watch so many movies and series, and I also did audio video. You're interested in all these things, and you just get to have a sense on how things are going to go. So, of course, number 24, thief. So we have courthouse, official person, sudden wealth, gift, and thief. Okay, let's look at it in categories. Okay, so when I hear thief at the end of all this, is that someone is trying to get what belongs to you. It's not theirs. They know you're going to get it. You're going to receive this. However, they're trying to do everything in their power to try to take it away from you. So that's one story. I see courthouse, official person. Uh-oh, that could be anything, but then sudden wealth. That could be inheritance. That could be justice. Like I said in the beginning, the justice card comes out, and it's to resolve something that you were entitled to get according to your own rights and the rules that we have in place right now in this realm. Those that know how to navigate that, Then you have gift. So it's courthouse comes to you with an official person, knocks at your door and says, look, there's this person. They put it in their will, or they had something happen, and they put us in charge of finding you so that we can give you this gift of sudden wealth because They feel you have that value. And then of course there's always people that are jealous and envious on the side. They're trying to find out what's going on with you. Okay, so that's why thief is there. That's just the can counterbalance, you would say, of any situation. How many people have said, in layman's terms, as soon as you get a big money come in, it could be income tax return, it could be just a little bit of a winnings on gambling, it could be anything. Someone gave you a little bit of something, and then there's people showing up out of the blue that never showed up for a while, and they're like asking you for this, for this, for that, for that, for that. That's like a thief in the night. They're trying to shame, blame, or guilt you into getting. That's their holy trinity, right? Shame, blame, guilt. That's the reverse triangle, or whatever you want to call it. So there's always a balance in life, and it depends how you think. Here, I'm seeing that it could be justice all the way through from someone that actually took from you. I could look at it backwards. There was a thief. There was a thief in your life you didn't know. They always appeared charming and charismatic and on your side, and then you received a gift, and that gift was like sudden wealth. And they're like, wow, and they knew it was something that was official, and it was set up from the courthouse or whatever, or it's just that they're trying to get what you have. Okay, so I could see different stories just with those words. We're going to get some clarifiers. We're going to use the Lightseers Tarot. I scotch tape all my boxes because the cards are good, but I wanted to preserve them in their box, but the boxes ended up being used up more. So I ended up putting scotch tape on all of them just to preserve them, because if I put them in just like a one of those bags, they could get bent, and I don't like that. Some people, they do the shuffling and they bend them, and that's fine if I had an extra deck that was the same. However, my shuffling was just regular, shuffling like this. And I'd rather have them straight, so when I shuffle them, they always stay in a mint condition. Oh, sweet. Okay, this stayed in the deck. Something you don't see coming, it's still in the deck. I saw it in the deck. It was flipped compared to all the other ones. It was flipped. It is the Three of Cups. So, courthouse and official person. The card that came out was Page of Wands. Okay, so there's a message coming towards you, something positive that connects with courthouse and official person. It connects with something you are passionate about. It could be a class action. You were passionate about, let's say, getting screwed over by a company, and the company already put it publicly that whoever has receipts, so on and so forth, they can get money back from it. So there'll be a message. Pages are messengers. The wands has to do with your passions. So something you felt strongly about. So courthouse and official person, you may get a message about that. So for those of you that may have been a part of the list of a class action because of a data breach or so on and so forth, you may get some information about this in this next week. I hear in this next week or so. Okay? Business days, let's say. Weekends don't count. And then you get sudden wealth. Well, sudden wealth, for one person, $10 is a lot. For another person, $10 is like 0.00001% to what they usually make. So it's just like under pocket change. So it depends who you're talking to. So in this case, you're receiving The sudden wealth means you are receiving what's coming to you. It's a manifestation because it is the card 11. So sudden wealth is 11. And in numerology, 11 is a master manifester number. Okay. So Three of Cups is coming in between official person and sudden wealth. So these could be like a flow of one story, or it could be just in between each card that it connects to, it makes different little mini stories. So it depends where you place yourself in this. Okay. I'm trying to be as general but as specific at the same time. When I looked at my analytics, I noticed that most of my viewers are male. Thank you. I appreciate it very much. You see me as a good sister. Thank you. I appreciate your support. So the percentages were very close, 47 and 50. You know, like it was very, very close. So the majority that was just over the 50% mark was male. So it's very balanced between my male viewers and female viewers. I really appreciate that. Thank you. I am someone that carries both energies equally, so you're showing me like where it is that I'm touching base on when I share my information, what comes through. My original feeling is that I do see things that other people don't see. Well, most people in general don't see, because there's a lot of us, but we're all over the world strategically placed. People like me. My soul tribe would be worldwide. But we're like different lighthouses in different countries, right? So I'm really happy to be able to connect with all of them and bring to everybody else, because there's stuff that I don't know, and I'm happy to learn. Someone that's older that went through it, someone that's younger that understands it. So to me, I'm just happy that I'm there too with this whole flow of information coming through called channeling. Mediumship, I try to stay away from it because everybody has the ability to connect within to their own DNA, and then they can connect to their ancestors. So you can always get your own answers in a way that only you would understand. That's why I stay away from it. When people ask me, are you a psychic? Are you a medium? I tell them, no, I'm an extra large. And that's really okay. And then they start laughing and then they don't ask again. So, no, it's up to us individually. And what I am is a guide to show you how it's to show you how you can empower yourself to actually connect to those parts. But to connect to those parts, do something that your most inner cherished part is happy doing. If it's your inner child, before any bullshit happened, if it's that part of you, 'cause that's still alive, it just got denied, right? Because we became responsible adults and we're pushing away all that. Then we have all this pain and trauma to process. We're forgetting about that other part of us that could support us. We don't know how to bring that in yet until we clear that. So it's understandable. Everything's a process. Okay? I'm going ahead of myself, but Three of Cups kind of talks about it. The ones that you have connection with, it doesn't have to be blood related. Okay? Blood is thicker than water means that whatever resonates with you. It doesn't mean necessarily the actual family line. Although, if you're put in a family, you're resolving a lot of past generational karma. If you're the one that's gaining the understanding of life, which is a harder path, it's knowledge and wisdom. It's all of it together at the same time. It's tough to go through, but by now, on Earth, except for those that wanted to keep their bloodlines a certain way, or they didn't know. Most of us are hybrids now. In this 8 billion, even if it is really that, okay, the population on Earth, most of us are awakening that we are all hybrids in some type, shape, or way. Okay, so take your time with that. In a matter of a minute, I throw a lot of key points, that these key points could be an hour conversation each. Okay, so I'm just putting the general bullet points out. You do what you will with the rest. Okay, so Three of Cups is in between official person and sudden wealth. So there's something official about this. There's something real, okay? Like you would say in the 3D, in the physical realm. Look, it came from an actual person from a real establishment that has good foundation, good or bad, whatever. They still get the job done all this time, so they're official. And then you get the sudden wealth. So, Three of Cups. You'll be celebrating with people that you love. It could be someone you didn't know that was part of your actual family that came through and did something for you out of the blue in the background you didn't even know. Okay? And then you end up having this. Okay? It's like a surprise. Other readers that are really good, they've been saying, like, a lot of you will be getting like a source of abundance coming through, and it's you didn't know it was coming to you. You had no idea. And even if you listen to all those readers, you wouldn't even be able to think, oh my God, I didn't think. By the time it happens, you'd be like, oh, I never expected it would come from that source. But now that I know, oh my goodness, it makes so much sense now. Wow, there's people that have been watching you grow up, that admired you, that liked the way you are, and they had this non-interference type of way of being with you. It's like they're your guardian angel, but in a physical form. They're your earth angels, and it's your family members or someone close that's been there since you were little. Okay, so some of you, this will come about this way. 501, sudden wealth and gift. Sudden wealth and gift, and we have the 5 of Wands. Oh, okay, I see. To me, 5 of Wands, because Wands is your passions, if I look at the 5 of Swords, which is arguments, 5 of Wands to me is people training. So there's some type of training you've been doing that will give you sudden wealth. Maybe you've been consistent. When you're in training, you're showing up every day. You're doing your training. You're learning. So if you're the type of person that every day you go and you dedicate yourself to something, okay, eventually you're going to have this sudden wealth. You just didn't know it was happening. And then you'll receive gifts. Like it'll come together. Okay. And because it says gift, just like that, it could be that through your training, you develop your gifts, your own gift, something that you realize you're able to do now. Okay. So this comes into play. It's also a catalyst. Maybe you didn't realize the impact you had or how much of all this effort you've been bringing out, how much it's profitable for you. Okay, and then we have Ace of Swords between gift and thief. Ace of Swords. Oh, nice. Okay, I like that. There's a whole story here in the background, but I'll get those after. Ace of Swords. It's like you received the ability to do something. Okay, if we're talking about gifts, like not physical gifts, more in the metaphysical way of discovering who you are. And then there's people that are envious, jealous, that are trying to play the shame, blame, guilt to try to steal your essence or who you are. They can never take away what you are. Okay, so Ace of Swords is the sword of truth. It's the one that says, oh yeah, you tried to play that game, you're never gonna get this. This is mine, this is who I am. I've been in my own shoes all this time, and you that's trying to mimic me, you're not gonna get the result you think you're gonna get. I'm gonna get what I'm truly valued for. I'm the one that's gonna receive the accolades. I'm the one that's gonna be having the mentorship. I'm the one, because I'm not gonna give a crap about what you think and what you're trying to steal away from me with all the manipulation tactics. It's not gonna work. So Ace of Swords comes in. To me, the Ace of Swords is the sword of truth. And if you want to look more on the divination side, it is you receive the sword of Archangel Michael, and you could cut through all the bullshit so that you can get to where you're destined to go to. Okay? So that's just one way of explaining it. We have the Six of Swords, which means the reason why you can get all this is because you walked away in your mind. You made a decision to totally walk away from rough waters and head towards calmer shores. That's what the Six of Swords represents. You're going above the drama. You're staying away from drama in any shape or form. Okay? And that's one of the reasons you're able to see with clarity. Ace of Swords is the opportunity to see clearly, to think clearly, to have clarity in your mind. Okay, and everything has the right flow. That's why it has the twisty staircase there. Everything just shoots up right straight, like it's just, you see clearly. So no one can bamboozle you anymore, right? No one can pull the wool over your eyes anymore. You already made the decision to walk away from all these things that were not giving you the peace of mind. Now I have a whole bunch here. So I'm going to start. There's Lovers. There's Knight of Swords. I'll show you. There's Queen of Swords. Oh, wow. Okay. There's Hierophant. Ooh, Eight of Pentacles. And Strength. Okay, so this makes sense too. There's people. This is the major arcana. I understand. There is like a lot of attraction going on. It is springtime energies in the northern hemisphere. There will still be some lover energy in the southern atmosphere when instead of spring it's going into fall. Because you need to be able to stay warm for the winter with someone you could cozy up to. Okay? So either it's the different equinoxes. Equinox, you'll have a lot of Lovers card coming out. For beginnings or endings or in-betweens, okay? Now, this Lover's energy is coming in at a very fast speed. The Knight of Swords is your charmer that just goes in and says all the right words he wanted to hear, and he could be the player type, could be the really good car salesman type person. Okay, he's this is the type of energy, it goes the fastest, okay? This is the type of person, male, female, doesn't matter. They show up at your door, they knock, they come in. They don't even, they just know you, so they just come in, the door's unlocked, they're coming in. Then they go to your fridge, make a sandwich, they're talking with you and everything, they have their sandwich and they're all good, and then they leave. Just as fast as they came, they left. It's that kind of lover, right? So that's that kind of energy that comes together. And when they leave, they go to the neighbor's place, do the same thing, get a sandwich from there. And then they go to the next one, sandwich, and so on and so forth. So the thing is the next card comes in, Queen of Swords. Now the Queen of Swords is emotionally charged. She got to see the truth. With the Ace of Swords here, she gets to see the truth of all these people trying to come into your life to tell you this story, but yet you know how they operate. You know who they are. It could be your own children trying to pull a fast one over you so they could get what they want. But you're the Queen of Swords, and you're like, uh-huh. She's sitting there. She's like, I'm seeing what's going on. You see her? She's like, yeah, I see you flying up there and trying to get the best of everything and trying to pull one over me, but you know what? I'm smarter. And because the Queen is emotionally charged, she's going to use those emotions. And that's what's going to motivate her. That's going to push her forward and say, that's enough. I see what you're doing. And even if she doesn't say it, there'll be a psychological warfare going on here. And she will win. You know why? It's not out of ego either. It's out of wisdom, because the next card is the Hierophant. She sees the higher perspective of anything that comes towards her. Okay. What she is actually busy doing is Eight of Pentacles. Eight of Pentacles, hard at work, is doing what she wants. Anybody else that's trying to do whatever and take away from her, she's not going to allow it. Like that little thief here. This little thief that was in the card reading. She's already aware. The Ace of Swords came out. Like, this thief has no chance of winning, but the thief doesn't know that, so they're always going to play the same game every time. You know, I met a lot of people, and I may be one of them as well. After a while, we're like, how come is it when I date this person and it doesn't work out? I date this person, doesn't work out. I gave enough time in between, but maybe I didn't catch on. I date this person, it doesn't work out. But when I look at all of them, it's like I'm dating the same person, but they just have a different face. That means I'm meeting the same energy because I didn't change things inside of me. I didn't have the Ace of Swords yet to recognize who was the thief in my life. But I have now. I'm just saying I understand that's a process, that's a path. So whoever gets to this Eight of Pentacles and says, yeah, I see what you're doing, I'm ignoring it, I'm keeping to my faith. The Hierophant is a connection with the highest part of yourself. It could be the divine, it could be God. Okay, I'm going with all kinds of terminology. For me, the Creator, the divine. I don't give my power away. I know I'm from the divine. That's the difference. I know I'm in the forgetful lane, but I know I'm there too. It's just I haven't self-realized yet. That's how I see it personally. Everybody else has their process to getting there. Okay, even if you're atheist, it doesn't matter. If you're atheist, believe in the subconscious, right? Because the subconscious is the part of you that knows everything. Your consciousness, in between your consciousness and your subconscious, there's an in-between, and that's called your own gatekeepers. Your brain will literally, due to past traumas, prevent you from accessing more info than you can handle. So, physically, physiologically, biologically, you're protected in all kinds of ways. I know that science has advanced in such a way that they're messing with that natural progression, and people are just like waking up with weird dreams and weird shit happening, and I understand we're being messed with. So right now it's really important to understand there was a natural process, it's being fucked with. So right now you gotta wake up faster than you were supposed to. And at least if you can find someone that can explain it, you can still navigate it properly. Because you always have help. You're not alone. Okay? So, Eight of Pentacles is hard at work. You're doing what you want to do in this physical reality to advance for yourself, to provide for yourself, uh, to be able to have a life. Okay? And the Strength card is the last card, and that's a major arcana, which means in all shapes and forms and ways, you're always getting that help you need. The way to actually know this is to experience it, yes, but when you go into the experience, you could go in without any beliefs, then you get to know what is for what is, or you could go in with preconceived beliefs that will kind of change the info you receive. So it's up to you. You can see things for what they are. You could see them with all the traumas you've suffered, which causes you to have filters and not be able to see certain things and be in denial with other things. That's up to you. At least when you self-realize, you'll be like, geez, if I wasn't so afraid of this, I would have been able to see through that. Okay? But it's not something to feel shame, blame, or guilt about. Because that's always the scenarios that play out on the darker side to try to keep you trapped. Okay? So yeah, this is a nice side note. Alright. Very nice. Yes, I'm not going into depths about it. Keeping it here because it's deep enough, you know? So I'm gonna get telepathy oracle cards, which is, it has a lot of trees, different trees in its imagery. Okay. And you'll see the little sentences just to wrap it all up together here. And maybe we'll do some galactic symbols and charms. We'll see. Alright, I'm trying to set it up in a way. I will do some shorter readings. I've done it before. Right now I felt to do more of a deeper one because we're in between two full moons, right? In the same month of May, there was a full moon in the beginning. There'll be a full moon at the end, and that's what they call a blue moon. So usually the transition part in between these is something you're learning on an intense way. Okay, by the time the other full, everything like, oh wow, now I understand why I went through all this because I had to like fast track. It's like a fast track. And also, while we're going through it, Pluto is in retrograde. So if you want to look that up, you're go ahead and look it up. Because whatever site you look at different sites, and then you'll see whatever's the general information. It'll be close enough. That's on the astrology of the site. It's not the Vedic, I can never say it. Vedic, the other kind of astrology. We're the Western one, so that would be the Eastern one. So you find out what makes sense to you, okay? I'm trying to add everything. That's me, my ADHD, trying to please everybody. Yeah? Okay. But I will be always that general sense. I could go anywhere and blend into that environment at that moment. Right now, these are collective readings, so it's, what can I say in such a way? But when I say it, and I even listen to it after, I know what it means to me, but the thing is, if I really listen to it just for the words that were said, I'd be like, I see other readers that, like, I like that. They're, like, so specific on certain things, but it's per region, per country, per area. Mine is so general, it touches everywhere. So it almost sounds like it's parables, like it's analogies and metaphors. And Maybe I'm speaking to your subconscious. Maybe that's why it feels so soothing anyway. Maybe that's why I could reach so many people from everywhere. Alright, first one is called Link. The bond of love grows stronger over time. When you have connections with people, here, let me do it this way. When you have connections with people for a long time, like you have a link, you have a connection, like the bond of love grows stronger over time until you realize that they were thieving all that time. I'm just gonna be the devil's advocate here and show you like the flip side of things. Doesn't mean that everybody that you grew up with are always in the same wavelength. Maybe from the beginning they were envious and jealous and you never knew. You thought they loved you because they gave you the attention. We find that a lot in family dynamics. So the love is there still. You know, respect is freely given. That's the love I give. Trust is earned. That's when they have more of me. So the link I have with people can change over time. However, those that you know that's been there all this time, and without a shadow of a doubt, you could trust those. You know, it's bottom of the deck connection. Okay, your connection is eternal and unbreakable. Whoever you have a true connection with is eternal and unbreakable. If you absolutely loved and adored your grandma, your grandpa, and they passed away, you know what? That connection is eternal and unbreakable. That's how we can have that connection with our ancestors, whether we know it or not. That's the funny part, eh? And it only works if you allow yourself to open up to it. Okay? Okay, indication. Watch for signs that lead you to true love. That's the other card that came in from the telepathy. And also let time forget those scars. Okay? Let time forget those scars. Time does heal stuff, but it's if you leave it in the past. If I talk about an event every day for 20 years, about an event that happened 20 years ago, I am making that event my baggage, my badge, and I'm carrying it forward, even though it's not true anymore. But I'm giving it all the credit on my past and not living the present moment. See how that works? Like, if I understood it then, I could have just grabbed the wisdom of it and go with it, and it's not so heavy to carry. But I carried the whole thing. Every detail, everything. Anyone I meet, I tell them the same thing. I'm living from the past, not enjoying the present, because I'm still affected from the crap from the past. And I'm not able to even see a future because I'm more focused on my past. See how that works? Whatever you've seen in the past, and you got the lesson, bring the lesson, bring the wisdom. That's it. Not the baggage of it, not the details of it. If it pops up somewhere else, it will not be so it puts a heaviness on you. Actually, the only time it will actually pop up is if you see someone in need that's going through something similar or asks you questions specifically. Then you become that teacher. You're not still that student carrying a heavy backpack every day. You're actually becoming that elder that's giving the wisdom on how they overcame that. See how it works? A student will not take center stage. An elder will. And that's the difference. And it doesn't matter how old you are physically, it's how quickly you process those informations. Always go by your own time frame. Never compare yourself to anybody. If you do that, you're screwed. You'll never self-realize. You'll never be your true self. You'll always mimic others. Do you want to be you, or do you want to be those other people? You could be inspired. I could be inspired. Definitely, I was inspired by true life stories of people that went through such a hard thing and they overcame it, and they can come back and give all that love and wisdom back. Having all the words doesn't mean you're actually there. It's when you feel it, like it's felt. It's. I could mimic. I'm a really good artist. I could mimic, but it's not mine. I know I'm doing a reproduction, so I'll never have the true satisfaction if I do it that way. But if I have my own inspiration, my true self being expressed, that is much more satisfying. And you know what? You build up a lot more magnetism with that. That's a true power. Okay, so people don't understand that. They only go by what they see, and what they see is like, I want to do that too. Yeah, for yourself, or because you're in competition, because you want to be them, because you want to take it away from them. I'll see both sides. I traveled both sides. I gained understanding. I took the path of understanding, which means I would feel being in the shoes of this and in the shoes of that, but they're still my own shoes. It's just, what do I want to do when I go forward? Do I want to stay in that energy or stay in that energy? I said, no, 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 no. I want to grab the wisdom of both, and once I do, then I can grow from that. Ooh, wow, that's different. How come you're different than other people? Well, we're people that like what we see. A lot of us go through self-doubt. Am I able to do that too? You know, can I paint too? Can I do that too? If you really allowed yourself, everybody would be doing something different. Some would paint. If there's a whole bunch of painters, right? You have all the same primary colors in the two shades. Everybody's given the same thing. But the result is individual. The individual parts should have been accepted from the beginning or encouraged. What we were encouraged growing up, I'm Gen X, was to be the same as everybody else. How are you supposed to go above and beyond and excel if you're supposed to be like everybody else? I was even ex-military. Like, that's everybody the same. I was good at sniper though. So, like, the appreciation of individuality in a society where it says you get rewarded for all being the same, that was then. And now, everyone's splitting apart because the narrative became be offended if it doesn't make sense to you individually. Well, individuality wasn't meant to disconnect you from each other. Individuality was to have a sacred space so you can express yourself. And also at the same time, I have to respect others that are on their own platform and also being individually their authentic self, right? So these are things to come, and it's just a work in progress. So let's see what else. We get galactic symbols. Here we're going a higher perspective than just the human 3D realm. We're going to go a little bit higher. I am cosmic turtles, which means a slow progress because it's turtle. But because it's a cosmic turtle, it is friggin' giant. Like it's cosmic. It's bigger than the galaxy. So When that turtle takes one step, everything changes in a split second on the individual physical life, right? It's micro to macro. So I'm bringing you a macro message to bring in to a micro expression. That was a challenge, especially the way I am. So it doesn't matter how big, small, or whatever you are, even authentically, you'll still have your set of challenges. Can you recognize it? If you do, you're self-realizing. After that, you don't give a crap. You're just doing your own thing and happy about it. Alright, so this one is, oh wow, reclaim. Okay, let me try to line it up here so you can see it. Oh, come on. It says reclaim, number 47, reclaim. And look at that. It has that Leonardo da Vinci painting of the man that goes like this and like that. Ah, reclaim your divinity. Reclaim your higher self energy, knowingness. You may not be able to filter it all into this little experience. That's just a grain of sand on a beach. But that one grain of sand on the beach, if it wasn't there, the beach wouldn't exist. Just think about that. Okay? That's the importance and the value of each person. So, let's see what the message is. I just gotta put it into the light so I can read it. Reduce your stress. Reduce your stress levels and boost your energy. You may have slipped into a low vibe. You need to pull yourself out of it. It is up to you to add joy to your life. Little things like walking, swimming, time in nature, or a change of diet could see vitality and positivity return. A healing is taking place within. It's always. It's always. No. I don't go into those. It is always from the inside out that we make transformations. This card, 45. 4 plus 5 is a 9, and 9 is the number of endings. Okay, within this whole deck here, there's one that flipped within, which is an aspect that could be hidden. Restlessness. Number 5. Oh wow. Restlessness, and it's number 5. I don't know if you can see it right. When I videotape it, it seems blurry, but when I watch it on YouTube after it's put up, it's more clear, so I'm trying to put it as clear as I can when I see it. So restlessness, which means you're going in all kinds of directions. I told someone today, actually, restlessness. He says, I have all these thoughts in my head. I said, yeah, okay, you're seeing all these thoughts, but do you see the observer looking at them? That's your point of peace. The one watching all these thoughts and then choosing to get overwhelmed, put your consciousness into the one that's actually observing all these thoughts. That is your true self. That is where your whole consciousness awareness is supposed to embody. Not be lost and don't project yourself in all these different directions. You only project yourself into the focus of your own desires. You don't project yourself in everything that gets thrown at you. Ooh, that's a way of getting grounded, isn't it? Get back to the observer part. See yourself, watching yourself, seeing everything else. It's a challenge. Those that have ADHD, like autism and ADHD, hybrids. They're able to do that. They're able to be self-aware of themselves, observing themselves in a 3D reality. They can see themselves, even if it's upon reflection at first, until it merges, because they practice to see themselves as it happens. Okay? Other people, they don't have that. They don't have an internal dialogue. It's just, oh, I'm doing this. Oh, I'm doing that. That's neurotypical. Neurotypical don't have that. However, it can be trained. It's just brain synapse. It's just creating new brain pathways. It is very biological. It is very scientific. All these metaphysical things and quantum things and paranormal things, all of this can be explained in a very scientific way. It's just we don't have the intelligence yet to have peer review of these things. Experience alone amongst thousands and hundreds of thousands of people having the same experience is not peer review enough, because all these people are just having a subjective experience, and they're not scientists. No. They're just the individual human having a sovereign experience of their own, sharing their experience with another, describing it with the same words everybody learned in school. And everyone's coming out with the same story? How is that not applicable for something that is considered subjective in the scientific method to be peer reviewed and accepted? Nah, that's where science went wrong, but I understand, because if we would have done it in a time of medieval times and everyone's having hallucinogenics, like the food was messed with, the people that were poor, their flour had black seeds in it and it wasn't white flour that was like filtered. Well, they ended up having like elements in their flour that everyone in the village was hallucinogenic, like having hallucinations of the same thing. Even that's funny, you know? So, like, yes, I understand why science had to do it in a certain way for a time. There is a flip side, and it's not allowing it to come out. But that flip side knows that they're not winning, so we're just holding stubbornly to what we do know. And a lot of us that think that we do know, we have also thought we're going crazy. So someone that's crazy doesn't think they're going crazy. Remember? Alright, for restlessness, go with your flow and take control of your life. Agitation or impatience are signs that it is time for something fresh. Indulge your wanderlust and plan to travel or make a daring career move. This card is about grand adventure, but don't sit back and wait for it to come to you. Yeah, don't wait for it to come to you. Take the first step. And when you do, it's because you made a decision. When you do that, the rest of the universe aligns to that intention of that first step, and then it opens everything up. That's part of the laws of the universe, laws of manifestation, okay? Laws of the universe too, in this one here, in this plane of existence, okay? Stride out and begin the journey. The world awaits with brilliant new connections, good times, and rewarding opportunities. So the world awaits with brilliant new connections, good times, and rewarding opportunities. There's a channeler. He's been out since 1995. It's either 1995. He was asked before so that the person could accept and train themselves into this new connection. Like the process of accepting, right? It could take a few years. So it started in late 80s, but by the time 1995 came, harmonic convergence, it was called. Since then, when the channelings came, it was parables, it was analogies, metaphors. Nowadays, when he goes and says his channeling, it's more precise, more everyday talk, but still general. And it helped a lot in the physics departments and the math departments worldwide in the quantum physics. So that's part of it. Quantum physics, physics, math, in the medical field, in the laws of the universe, how things are made, because he spoke about magnetism and gravity. So what's this one? This is what he said. And through all those years, since 1995, basically, and it's been accurate, he said, this world, this reality we live in, Mother Earth knows your name, because you're a being made out of the 4 or 5 elements, the same elements she's made of. There's a symbiotic relationship. She knows your name. And he said, the energies of this reality is benevolent. Even if you go through a lot of crap. Whenever you're a child and you get caught for something you know you weren't right, it don't feel good. So when you're an adult, you tend to not keep it simple. You tend to complicate it and make excuses, and it's because of this, that. Then you become like the rest of the world, making up all kinds of narratives and excuses for why things are not. Okay, everything is reflective. So the world is benevolent if you stay authentic. If you're not authentic to even yourself, if you're not being benevolent to yourself, you're basically telling the universe, yeah, I want more of that bullshit because I am bullshit. You know, like, so it's up to you how you align to things, what you choose, right, to do for yourself, for others, for yourself first and foremost. So that's the end of my rant. That's the end of my card reading right now. Oh, I'll have a little bit of chimes. Excuse me, I have some gas going. Alright, there's a leaf. So for some people, turn a new leaf, or it's springtime, or fall time. Leaves are falling, let shit go, or leaves are growing. There is a, oh my god, it's a tiny little Aries. It's a little sheep. Oh, look at that. Aries, Aries, and it's yellow. So the will of the first sign is still present. There's another leaf. This one is golden, so this could mean about abundance. What's on the other side of this leaf? Oh, okay. This leaf on the other side says harmony. Oh, do I have it wrong? Okay, harmony. It's upside down. Sorry. Okay, I have a little blue rabbit. Oh my goodness, the Matrix. Oh, here, let's put it this way. It's like the Matrix. Red pill, blue pill. It's not a rabbit. It's a squirrel. Okay, for all you ADHD people. Squirrel. It's a blue one. Go into your creativity. Blue is your expression and it's your creativity. There's a tulip, sign of spring. We have a mermaid. And on the other side, let me put it right here, it says wish. So those of you that go by the water, whether it's the sea, a river, a lake, if you can, bring a little bit of tobacco or salt and cinnamon, whatever it is, like an offering. I'm part native, so indigenous, so tobacco is one of the sacred elements that we use for prayers. So and I smoke cigarettes, so I'll have a little bit of tobacco and I'll put it in the water and do my prayer that way. We have music, a music sign, and on the other side it says listen. Listen to music. Listen to what inspires you. Okay, what do we have? Oh, cool. In 2 weeks here, we have the bumblebees. It's been about 3, 4 days. And then we have another week of the big bumblebees, and then the hummingbirds will come out. So, hummingbird, I'm so sorry it's so small, but it is a tiny little hummingbird. Okay. So it's like that nectar. Enjoy the sweetness of life and let your heart beat fast, you know? And this is like a little evil eye, like, so it's protection against evil eye. This time, a while ago I thought it was a rabbit, but this time it is. Little white rabbit going down the the rabbit hole. Pick and choose. We have a little heart that says made with love. Okay. Oh, I dropped one. What is this one? Ah, a little blue kitty cat that's making bread. So that nurturing aspect, those of you that have cats, you know, uh, cats has a lot of like actual feline cats. They have a lot of receptors and they're connected to their uh the ones they connect with. Like I have a cat and she knows our emotions and she knows where I have certain pains and she'll come and just like make bread. That's what we call it. She's kneading, but she's making bread. She's healing. Oh, right now it is bumblebee season, so this is a bumblebee being productive, starting new projects. Ah, and we have a yellow horse, a nice horse. Now think about it. Yellow is the color of, now we had this little lamb, this, this little Aries, this little lamb here. It has its horns there, they're twisted. It's yellow. And then we have a yellow horse. Yellow is the color of your solar plexus chakra. It's your will. And if your will goes forward like a horse, it used to be like a lamb. Some of you that were too harsh, you gotta go more gentle. Some of you that were too gentle, you gotta go a little bit, you gotta give it that push. Not be afraid. Uh, Becoming the lamb doesn't mean you're afraid. It means you choose to humble yourself because you're choosing a life of peace. And for other personalities, it's Okay, I'm choosing to give it a little more. Okay, so not everyone's on the same path. That's why I said this is a general reading. Take what resonates. Whatever doesn't, throw it out the window. And this has been your reading. This is Tina from Cosmic Turtles. And it's always a pleasure to see all of you. Thank you for the new subscribers. Hello, everybody. That's new. I'm so sorry. Last time the audio was horrible. I'm hoping this time it's a little better. I did do a mini test, but if I get expressive and talk louder, maybe it distorts the sound. I'm not sure. So I'll find out. So with donations and stuff, it always helps because I can get like equipment. And I don't go for the most expensive equipment. You could go on Temu or whatever and just get stuff that lasts for a while, so it's not too bad. So I'd like to say thank you for everyone and all your support. It's Tina from Cosmic Turtles, and we'll see you in the next reading.